this was the change that we put in place. This is the way we went about it. Okay, so how did that land? So you're going to hear a little bit now from some of our participants about what this change meant for them and what they've experienced.
Well, obviously working with New Zealand Rugby as a part of their participation plan for 2021, we looked at the changes around the under 11 space, which what we call J3. For us, that really lined up with our philosophies of maximising engagement and providing quality experiences for our participants. So the changes that were made were taking the under 11s, which we call J3, from 15-a-side to 10-a-side, and full field to half field. The benefits for us are, like I said, just extending what we're trying to achieve from a strategy perspective, just evolving the game to suit and meet the demands and the needs of our participants.
A little boy last year who was very much losing interest in rugby. There was big, powerful tackles going on with lots more boys in the team, right, and less time on the field and so on. So yeah, we were pretty relieved, and we've got a boy that's changed from not liking rugby after 6 years of playing it to a boy this year who's got really passionate again about it and is winning player of the day and really getting into it. So awesome. Yeah, it's been really good for us.
I think it's good up until probably about this grade. I think I like seeing the J2 sort of guys in the 15 side. I think it's starting to really form those positions, and the bigger guys get to play in the forwards and things like that.
Yep, definitely. There's more gaps. There's more space to run through and go score some tries. Yeah.
There's less players and more opportunities to get the ball.
Well, I think for us at North Harbour, we talk about the climate of development, and what that means for us is, the kids having fun, developing at the right age and stage, lots of variety in what they do. So I see this as a real a good moment for the kids at under 11, because we're recalibrating, I think, the rugby system in regard to this is an appropriate piece for them right now. So for us, it's aligned nicely with what we're trying to do. We're all still around competing and winning and those types of things, but I think that this opportunity reflects around what's important for the kids.
Yeah, it's good. I think you never quite know what age, what position the kids are going to play as they grow up, and they get to try it all, I guess. And they're all learning how to bridge and get the ball and the ruck, and they're all getting a chance in the back line. And yeah, I think it's quite good for them to get a wide range of skills, sure.
The best thing in this season probably was getting to touch the ball more often, got to switch around different positions.
It's easier to run because I'm on a half field and keep up my fitness, yeah.
Yeah, it's short, doesn't need so many players, so you can have smaller teams, a lot of passing and running, which is great for the kids.
The skills that I've developed this season is probably definitely passing. I've been getting a lot more faster and definitely getting tackles.
Some of the successes I've seen, operationally I've seen teams able to stay formed and operate on smaller numbers, which therefore means that kids are going to get more game time. So in the past we've seen 15 aside, probably bigger squads, more kids on the sideline. So this has been a really positive around that.
I think 15 aside at this age is where they should be, because then you start learning positional play better. You start developing the skill for the position that you're best suited for. 10 aside, it's just still too mucky.
They are still playing half fields, but they're not kicking, so a lot of the ball is being passed around. So pretty much every play, everybody gets to touch the ball, which means it's a lot more fun for the kids.
They've come a long way, and I think half fields probably good at this age, good size for them. Especially half fields with too many more, it gets a little bit too congested in the middle of the field. So some good open play and get to do some good runs for the boys. So
listen to the kids. I think some of the feedback that we do get is from the adults and adults that have been involved in the traditional system, I suppose. So what matters most for the kids is probably the most important thing. But that's part of what we do. I mean, we're trying to influence a little bit of change around the experience and the climate of development. And I think once the parents or leaders and administrators see the value of the experience the kids are having, we're on our way to being able to deal with some of that negative comment.
I was asked to go and speak to their junior rugby committee about this change, and they had already been through a change just the previous year. So they're under 9s, I think. Sorry, they're under 10s. So we made a change at under 11s. They're under 10s. the previous year had been playing 15-a-side full field, so they were out of alignment with the national framework. They had readjusted, and then we asked them to make another adjustment. So normally in any other PU that would probably create some nuclear explosions. But because they did have the climate development running through their provincial union and their community, there was a really good acceptance that, okay, we're doing this for the right reason. Obviously one dissenter in there, and that's they're not a lone voice. There's a lot of voices like that saying that this is not the right change. They need to be moving to 15-a-side systems, pods, etc. But the reality is, I think the kids' voices are the ones that we probably need to hear the most. So just to sort of close this out, what does it mean in terms of the data? This is a comparison of under 12s numbers against the rolling average of under 11s over the last 5 years, or the period that we were analysing at the time. So the blue line is under 11s, rolling average. The orange line is the number of under 12s. So obviously year on year we were seeing a lot less returning. Bar 1 year, 2016. Any views on why 2016? Yep. So we historically see a big jump, or a jump, not a big jump, but we see a jump in the data following a World Cup, particularly if we win. So 2011 was the same, 2016, 2019, not so good. But then COVID came along, so it's master data anyway, so that's all right. But certainly, the trend was year on year, we were seeing less returning at under 12, so there was definitely something happening there that needed some attention. So what we've seen in 2021 is very preliminary results at this stage, because registrations are still coming in, so they might still grow a little bit more. But against the rolling average, certainly seen a big number of under 12s returning and good strength in under 11 numbers. So certainly the initial evidence is that there's been a really positive outcome from this change. So what next? So for the past 3 years, we've been on this change journey around increasing the retention of our players through improving the quality of the experience. This is one case study of a number that we've got underway around trying to address that. The big philosophical shift has been around from game-centred to participant-centred. We've all got great community plans, I'm sure, but the reality is the philosophy that's actually the driving factor here. We're still really early in that journey, but this example has been really heartening for us in terms of what can be done if we actually do focus on that and really put participants at the heart of the experience and really unpack what brings them joy in their sport. Ka pai.